Hey everybody, happy holidays. This is Mike, and of course this guy here is Larry, and we are with the Movie Cranks, and tonight we are going to go over our pros and cons of the Tom Clancy series, Jack Ryan. Season 2. We start off with John Krasinski, Wendell Pierce, and I guess you could say Naomi Rapace, and a whole other load of cast and characters have been brought over from the first one. And we're now deep in the jungles and towns of Venezuela, where he's trying to infiltrate and overthrow the government because a lot of bad shit has happened. So, Larry, give me your ideas of what you think about Season 2.
Well, like I was saying, to me, this is the most consistent TV show going right now. What compared to first season, I'm really almost on the same par. There is a few things I did have minor problems with this season that last season didn't have, and with last season that this one didn't have, which is, we'll start with the characters. I miss Kathy.
Yeah.
What happened to Kathy? I want to know. I need an explanation. There's no explanation. And the way they bring it to you, which I was a little upset with, he just randomly has
dismisses
sex with some other woman, and you're like, well, what happened to her? Yeah. I really had a feeling for them as a couple, and now it's gone. And that was one of my problems. One of the things I really did like this season over last season, though, was the villain. What did you think about the villain?
The villain, we had Jordea Mola, I believe is his name, play the president of Venezuela, who's doing a lot of shady stuff under the table, doing a lot of killings, doing a lot of murders, and attacking like refugee camps and God knows what else. Kind of the same stuff that's going on today with Maduro. Yeah. He is a great actor. He plays what he usually does. It's kind of like a megalomaniac psycho that trusts no one, and if you cross him, he kills you. So he makes a great bad guy. Not to put down the first season. The first season to me was better overall.
Yeah, but I did have some problems with the villain side.
Yeah.
It was just a little under par for me.
The Arab characters in the first one were good, but I don't think they were as good as he is.
What's the most major threat on the world stage? Venezuela is the single greatest resource of oil on the planet. So, why is this country in the midst of one of the greatest humanitarian crises in history?
Presidente Reyes nos ha traicionado a todos.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with this, that was the big problem, was a little bit of the political slant they took and a lot of the stakes. The stakes in this one just weren't the same as in the other one. The mineral rights and all that kind of gobbledygook was just...
Yeah, I didn't get the whole mineral thing. Apparently it provides some kind of power.
Yeah, rare
But
minerals.
to me, there was definitely stakes in season 1 that this one didn't have.
Yes.
Because they were literally trying to...
save America.
Like, what was it, like a chemical attack or something? And this one is just... they're digging for some minerals, and
some people got killed.
They don't want them to do that.
Yeah.
And it was actually a little convoluted with that. You don't really ever completely understand that whole plot point.
That's because they didn't really focus on it. They focused mainly on this government that the Americans and everybody else wanted gone. Yeah. And it was supposed to kind of resemble today. And, I mean, there's a lot of right-wing, left-wing politics involved. They tried to show off this nationalistic government fighting against its people, and kind of had allusions to like what they did with Donald Trump and all this other stuff.
You got the female, and she's running against
him. The super leftist kind of female that's trying to, win the hearts and minds, and she's like the angel good character, and the male is the bad guy, and all that kind of stuff.
I didn't really feel that when I was watching it, tell you the truth. I didn't. But now that you mentioned that, I do think of that.
It kind of feels that way.
But I do think the one thing this season brought was the same chemistry.
Your concern is that the Russians are secretly selling weapons to Venezuela?
It would fit a pattern.
It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound?
This ends up in the news. It's just going to cause panic.
And in nuclear Venezuela, you will not hear about in the news because we'll already be dead.
Business or pleasure, Jack?
I'm here for work.
Jack Ryan, Wendell Pierce, and even the new guy, Mike.
Yeah.
I really like these three characters. I like the way they work together. I hopefully Mike comes back for another season, because towards the end there, he's like, "Yeah, you pretty much ruined my career."
Yeah.
I'm like,
As the CIA
I hope
head,
not, because I want him
basically.
in next season. Just like Kathy, I want to see him in next season. I hope to see Kathy again too. She may have left the show. I'm not sure, but I just felt like he was a great addition to the show. Wendell Pierce.
Oh, gosh, yes.
He now has some problems.
Yeah, he's medical issues
He
and
met
stuff.
some medical issues, and I feel like
That came up time to time.
this, like last season, you got Jack Ryan,
Jack Ryan, yeah.
and he's just slowly working his way up the branches.
But did you get a feeling like Jack Ryan was different this time around? Like he was kind of dark and gloomy?
Well, that's because of what happened.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of miss the original Jack Ryan that was kind of loving and smart, and he did things on like real determined and
And they missed an easy opportunity to make you feel like that. There could have been a bad breakup.
yeah,
Something could have happened to make him just kind of angry at people, and you could have had that be the reason why a little more than just because he does seem a little angrier this season.
He seems
A
like
little-
withdrawn,
but at the
angry.
same time, I kind of understand because his friend
Right.
does get murdered
Yeah.
by this government.
I don't know, it just seems like some of the decisions that were being made and some of the way things were handled, like the soldiers that were dropped into Venezuela, the leaving them behind, all this stuff doesn't seem like something a Tom Clancy movie would have. It seemed to be less intelligent
I don't know.
than the first one.
It was a little less intelligent, but I do still feel like when they drop in the soldiers, that a Tom Clancy movie would have that, just like all the games.
But did it
And I
remind you
did
of Clear and Present Danger? Remember how the Clear and Present Danger guys were dropped into Mexico or wherever that was?
A little bit.
Colombia. And they got captured, the soldiers and stuff. And
But I did like that aspect. It kind of made me feel, and that part, for some reason, I just kept thinking, this kind of reminds me of something Michael Bay would do.
It does. It feels like a Michael Bay kind of thing. You know, it was really weird. I personally think the whole idea of Americans overthrowing these bad governments is getting kind of old. I wanted a whole different storyline than this.
But that's what really this is. Though,
That-
'cause
that's
it's
the whole thing.
CIA, and that's what they do.
Yep.
And I did like the military character who has an unfortunate consequences in this
Go ahead and say his
TV
name.
show.
John
He plays Matisse.
Hugenegger.
I thought he did a good job. He kind of reminds me a little bit of the guy from Black Seas.
Yeah, he did kind of feel that way, like
Yeah.
the captain. Right.
But I think that whole aspect really reminded me a lot of that. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of the storyline to me felt convoluted in the middle. It felt like it got wrapped up real fast at the end. They had a lot of events and action scenes. They had a lot of really convenient moments that kind of led to the ending of the show.
What happened?
Reyes, look at me. Was his name ever mentioned?
You guys stay. You have no protection. Nobody's coming to save us.
We do this together. I can live with that.
I
Yes.
understood this a little bit more. Even, I don't know if I was just catching on to the subtitles a little better, because I noticed
There's a
with
lot.
me, a lot of times I don't pay attention to half the subtitles up on the screen. Ain't gonna lie.
Oh.
I miss half that whole aspect. But I felt like I still understood this one a little better than the other.
I think they kept the subtitles to a minimum on this one.
They did.
To a point. You're right. The scenes in the first season that were difficult for us was the scenes where it was in the Arab countries, and they felt like they weren't on the same level as what the rest of the show was doing.
Yeah.
I don't know. On this one, though, it was all one place, and it felt more cohesive than the first season did. But there's still, to me, I mean, the biggest problems I had with this were mainly Jack Ryan's character change. Naomi, what's her name? That last name, Rapace. Naomi Rapace.
The new
I
love
can't
interest.
stand her in this.
Is that the new love interest?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really like the new love interest
That
either.
was not.
I felt like that was just unneeded. You don't. I mean, you can sit there and say Kathy's gone,
Yeah.
but you don't have to bring in somebody else.
To be a new love
or
interest.
she could just be somewhere else at the time. You could
Yeah.
still have her there in the background, like she's there, but she's not.
We didn't need her character. I felt like it was a waste. And I mean, I'm sure she's good. I still don't like her from Prometheus. So I'm a little against her because of that.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You just reminded me of that.
I know. The regime change, all that kind of stuff kind of got to me. I was just like, oh, here we go again. You know, we just saw that again in 6 Underground.
Yeah.
It's just something that just keeps happening. So I would have to say it's kind of middle of the road for me. I hope season 3, which has already been green-lighted, is better. I hope Jack Ryan of old comes back. I hope they have a really complex, like, CIA versus the Russians or Chinese or somebody. I want to see something that's really
North
intense.
Korea.
I
think North Korea would be good now.
I love his books. I've read 4 or 5 Tom Clancy novels, and they are really detailed. They get down into the real espionage. This just seems like it's more of an American TV show made for simple audiences.
As far as this season compared to last season, it did take a little drop.
Yeah, it's like 50-50 for me.
Very tiny drop for me.
Yeah.
Where I think last season, I actually gave it a B-.
I think you really enjoyed it. I did too.
I would probably go ahead and say I'd give this one the same grade, a B-, because it's just that slight of a difference. I felt like pretty much it was on par with the first season.
I don't know. I would actually, my rating is going to be a little lower for this one, which may be surprising for you because I enjoyed the end of the season, and I enjoyed the very beginning when we were setting up things. The middle was just, to me, just not there. I mean, there was a lot of stupid decisions, character choices, dialogue. There was a lot of stuff, some politics that just is not necessary. They don't need to keep bringing these politics into these shows, especially Amazon. I'm really disappointed.
But yeah, think about it, though. This is a political thriller. I mean,
Kinda,
we're going to always... I think you're always going to have politics.
Right and left. I meant not like politics. Geopolitics is fine. It's United States right-left politics.
Yeah, it's trying to bring the story home.
Yes, and that bothers me. I would have to give this a C+.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got for Jack Ryan.
Yep.
Unless you got anything to add?
Nope. Looking forward to season 2. We've got plenty more coming up, though. Larry, take us
6
out
Underground. Here. We got Watchmen. We got Code 8.
Yep.
This is kind of like Crank Catch Up because we're trying to catch up with everything.
There's a lot of stuff.
We did we watched like 4 different things, and we just haven't had the time.
Yeah,
recently.
and we got Star Wars coming out, so we got to get this stuff done. We got our top 10s. We got our top 5s. We've got our Christmas special.
Yeah.
So we got to do all this stuff.
So check all that stuff out. Check out our other reviews we're going to be making right next.
Yep.
But until then, guys, don't forget subscribe. He's already tapping out, so see ya.
See ya. I was like tapping out. It's like, get me out of here.